Alright, so we've got the body and the neck set up here. Basically just going to put a few screws in and make sure everything lines up okay. Got the bridge here taken off. We're going to make sure that it screws in fine. Yeah. Bag of screws. Bridge ground wire here, you don't want to lose that. Important for when you go to wire it. Alright, I'm just going to put two of these in. I'm not going to put strings on it. You don't have to worry about the tension or any of that stuff. I just want to make sure everything lines up okay. So we'll get these stuck in there. Alright, that's snug. The neck is pre-drilled, so we'll just drop it in there. Nice snug fit. Make sure it's all the way down in the pocket. Find that neck plate. Just testing with a nail to see if screw holes line up or not. It's hard to see in there, so decent way to check and see at least if it goes in. Probably end up speeding this up in the edit, but we'll go with this as it is. I'm going to try to keep not a full-on log of how much time it takes me to get it to completely finished, but at least a good idea of how long it should take you. Alright, these are all snug in there. One thing you can see on this that might be a slight problem, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the camera or not, the plastic plate overhangs a little bit here. May have to find a way to do without this plate. I'll have to measure and make sure the screws aren't too long. It's probably fine to get rid of it, but if you don't want those screws going through your fingerboard, so alright. Just the pick guard. I'm looking into something a little custom for maybe ordering from some guys in Spokane, but it needs a little bit of we'll need a little bit of measuring and that kind of stuff, so we'll go with this to begin with. This is, I'm probably gonna put a P90 in the neck position. We'll start out with this because I don't have the P90 yet or the pick guard, so we'll get it up and running with this, and then you can always swap it out afterwards. So. Looks like a good fit on the pick guard. All the pick guard holes are pre-drilled and they all line up, and it seems to fit nicely around the neck. No real gaps. Right up against the bridge here, which is nice. There's no empty space here. I'm gonna put two of the tuners on, both the low and the high E, and we'll see if the strings line up. So we'll set up for that and we'll be right back. Because I didn't have to put the tuners on for this, but good thing to see if they fit. Anyway, what we're going to do is we are going to put one end of the ruler into the nut slot for the high E and run it down to the bridge spot for the high E and see what we've got. Doesn't look too bad. We'll go this one here on this spot. Alright. Looks like a pretty straight shot, which is good if you've got more space on one side than the other with the strings are going to run. You definitely want to make sure that you get your neck lined up. That's going to cause you far less headache in the future. Yep. You can, there's a little bit of, usually a little bit of play in a guitar neck. If it doesn't line up, what you can do is loosen up the neck bolts, shift the neck in your cavity a little bit, whichever way you need to go, tighten it back up. Usually that'll work. You might need to do a little sanding on one side or the other if your neck pocket is really tight. This one's a good tight fit, so if you, you might have to sand a little bit on either side to get you a little bit of wiggle room, but you shouldn't have to do much. You're not moving the end drastically. So this lines up well. So we are going to go ahead and take it back apart, and we'll start sanding, and we should be ready to put a finish on. You know, it's going to take a decent amount of sanding to get it ready to go, so we'll do that now. Alright, we've got the neck here. It's pretty smooth as it is, so we're going to go really real easy on the sanding here. This is 320 grit. I'm just going to try to take the sealer off, try to get as smooth a surface as I can. I will hit the fingerboard, but I'm going to leave that till the end. We'll probably speed this up as I sand, but we're going to do that.